Rosh Chodesh Tevet, today. In Sefer Yetzirah, it writes like this: Himlich ot ayin berogez. Shem made the letter ayin, the king, with rogez. Now the word rogez, to translate it into English, could be aggravation and it could be anger. וקשר לו כתר וצרפן זה בזה, and Hashem gave the letter ayin a crown, and he brought them together, tzeruf, I don't know how to say it in English, what do you say, sorry? He brought them together, connected them together. ויצר Tevet ba'olam, and Hashem created the month of Tevet in the world. ויצר what is the sign of this month? It's גדי בעולם וטבת בשנה וכבד בנפש זכר ונקבה. So when we read Sefer Yetzirah, it sounds like an impossible, like a riddle text. That it seems that none of the words match together. That everything is so ununderstood. It's very, it's all ktav chida, like a riddle, secret kind of a code. But if we try to go into it, to delve into it, we can realize amazing tools for our own life. So we know that according to Sefer Yetzirah, every month has a letter. And the way it goes is that there are 3 letters that are called Shalosh Amot, Imahot, 3 mother letters, which are equivalent to water, fire, and air. It's called Emesh, Aleph, Mem, Shin. And then we have 7 letters that are called Kfiliyot, 7 duplicate numbers, double letters, that the letters are the ones that have a nekuda in the middle of the letter that changes the way we express it. And it's called Bagad Kafrat. It's Bet, like we have the letter Bet and Vet, Gimel, Jimel, Daled, Daled, Kaf, Chaf, Pei, Fei, Reish, Reish, there is a very special way to express the Reish, and Taf, Saf. Okay, so those are the 7 double letters. I think the Iraqi people that read the Torah, they know how to really express all these, they know how to do the very thin variations and to really express the words in the right way. And then we're actually left with 22 letters. Out of the 22, if we had 3 and we had 7, we're left with 12 letters out of the 22. And these 12 letters are equivalent to every month. Okay? So that means that the letter Hey is the letter of Nisan, because we have Aleph, Bet, Gimel, Daled, they're all in the other categories. Hey is Nisan, Vav is Sivan, Zain, Vav is Iyar, Zain is Sivan, and so on. And when we get to the skipping of the letters, the letter Ayin is the letter of our. Now the letter Ayin makes the Ayin, the lines there. And Hashem is actually saying to us in this month of Tevet, open your eyes, my dear beloved daughters, my dear beloved creations. I want you to open both your eyes. There's a physical exercise that I love to do. You want to do it with me? Like put your fingers like this. Now take these fingers, put them under your jaw. And this onto your eyes. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Batman.
These are our special Tevet glasses. And we take fingers under our chin.
No, the other way.
And we put them up.
Yeah.
Perfect. Wow, you got it? Yeah. And Jen, Shoshana, Jen, you have to take a picture of everybody.
It's not true.
And this is the Hanukkah Brain Connection, yeah? Okay? Let's do it. I want everybody to Shoshana, Jen, can you take a picture of everybody? Like with your, with the Zoom. With the Zoom, just to move your
This is live. This is live.
Under your chin. Yes. You did it. Yes. All these beautiful Tevet girls. We're all into the eye. Why? We're part of the connection. We're in the middle of and now we're taking off our masks. Okay? And now we're going to view the world differently.
Why is this not working for me?
Hashem gave this month the letter Ayin, which is the eye, and the tchuna, the character that we have to repair, that we have to bring into Tikun this month is rogez. Anger. Now, what is rogez? It could be aggravation, it could be anger, and it could be rage. It could be something very, very deep. This is one of the most powerful emotions that human beings have. Let's call it negative emotions that can bring us to really, really bad situations. People in rage can do things completely out of control. And this is the month that we have to repair our midah of rogez. Now let's continue on. We'll get back to rogez, and we're going to do here a workshop according to the Baal Shem Tov. We're going to delve into it, but just before that, I want to close the whole pasuk of Sefer Yetzirah. Himlich ot ayin berogez, v'kashar lehem keter v'tzerfan ze b'zeh. Hashem tied a crown over them and connected them with each other. V'yatzar gdi ba'olam, and he created a gdi. How do you say it in English?
Baby
goat. And how do you call it in the zodiac signs? Sagittarian. In the world. And Tevet b'shana, and the month of Tevet in the year. And Kaved b'nefesh zachar v'nekeva, and the liver in the soul of both a male and a female. Okay. So we know that it says that the liver is the source, is the home of the anger. The people that have anger issues have actually issues in their liver cleanse. How do we do a liver cleanse? There's a very easy way to do liver cleanse. It's to eat only the green and orange color vegetables.
Oh, so orange.
Yeah, orange colored. And of course, lemon as well, and not to eat any protein from living things. Like not to eat, like for a week, just to do a vegan week. No meat, chicken, eggs, milk.
Who wants to join me?
Yeah. Let's do it. Let's do the liver cleanse, and I love doing it, and it really, really cleanses the body and the soul. And this is the perfect time to do it because there's so many luscious greens around and beautiful oranges around. I mean, not just the fruit orange, but also orange vegetables like pumpkins and carrots and things like that.
Potato.
Okay, so that's the liver. Now, the Gdi Ba'olam, Gdi Izim, it's called in the Torah. That was the animal that the brothers of Yosef slaughtered, and they put his Me'il Pasim, the Ketonet Pasim, inside of that Gdi Izim blood to show their father that their brother is gone. But Yaakov couldn't believe it all his life.
Did they eat the Gdi?
Gdi Izim.
They ate it? They ate it after they killed?
I don't know. It's a good question. We have to check in
Well,
the
they
Midrash.
did have a meal.
But what I can say for sure is that in the Beit HaMikdash, when we have the korbanot, every time it says Bigdi izim echad lechatat. Always in the korbanot. Shne kvasim le'olah, ויש לנו פר בן בקר, ביום הכיפורים, for example, it's the korban of the whole am, and when we have the korban todah, and always it's Gdi izim lechatat. And the Gdi izim is a memory of the chet of the brothers against Yosef HaTzadik. And it says about Yosef HaTzadik that Biduk we're reading his parsha, and it's Biduk now the time that we read all the dreams of the Torah, that they hated him from his dreams. And now we are in a situation that we can take all these different elements and make a beautiful, beautiful tikkun. We can repair from the essence and from the source the pain of anger and aggravation and rage. Okay, we have the tools in the Torah. So the first tool is ayin. Open your eyes and see. Perceive the reality in the correct way. And od milvado. There is only Hakadosh Baruch Hu. That we are in a reality that it's only an illusion to think that there is other people and there is things and there is the inanimate things and vegetation and animals and other people. No, it's all one, and this complete oneness, this perfect oneness is Hakadosh Baruch Hu. And we are part of his infinite system. And when we realize that, when we lift up our eyes, this is the first thing to do, the first clean, an amazing clean, anytime we feel distress, anger, aggravation, or rage, to raise our eyes up and to look up. And just to remind ourselves that there is Hashem, b'shamayim u'ba'aretz. Just like you gave such a beautiful grounding exercise, so I'm going to take us from the ground to the heavens. The sky. I try to do it every day to take just to look at the sky to realize, wow, we're in this bubble under the blue skies. I just want to mention something from science that I learned recently that I love it. That, do you know what the color of the sky is? Like if we were standing on the moon or on planet Mars or Pluto, and the sun would be directly directed to us, full sunlight, and we would look at the sky. What would be the color of the sky? From white to yellow,
orange,
black. So I want to tell you it's going to be black. Because only planet Earth, from all the planets that we know, has the atmosphere, has these layers of gases that surround it, that keep the oceans inside and all the waters inside and the lakes to be there and the rivers to flow and oceans to be there. And actually, we are the only creatures in the universe, in the cosmos, that doesn't have this wrapping. It just seems that they have everyday new photos from outer space, and the sky is always black. The sky is black. The sky is black. But Hashem gave us this gift that us on planet Earth, we could raise up our eyes and see a beautiful blue sky with the beautiful white clouds that are there because they remind us that we're in a big bubble. So when we raise our eyes up and we see the wonders of the creation and we see Hashem in the world, we can actually realize the point that can help us overcome any anger, rage, or aggravation. And that is the fact that Hashem is the ruler over everything. Reb Usher Freund, Zecher Tzadik Levracha, had a beautiful, beautiful saying, Zelo hu, zehu. He has now a song. Somebody sent me a song, like somebody playing the guitar, something that Rabbi Usher said, Zelo Menashe, zehu. Menashe was a guy that stole from Reb Usher a tremendous amount of money that Reb Usher prepared to give to tzedakah. You know the story. I don't know the whole story, but I just know the little bit of the story that he just wrote this song, Zelo Menashe Zehu. So when we realize it in our life, in every moment that we have aggravation, sorrow, a feeling of being cheated, or a feeling of being down, like mezulzalim, I don't know how to say it in English, how do you say that? Whenever we have a bad feeling, just raise up our eyes, the ot ayin, remember this, just do this. Post office and just do this. Hashem, I can see you, it's you. You want to teach me something here. And I want to bring something from the Ishbitze that I was supposed to bring her sister Che, Chaya, you know her from Kiryat Arba. So she was supposed to be my trump today, and eventually she couldn't come. But she gave me a beautiful, beautiful Dvar Torah that she said that this was a life-changing Dvar Torah from the Ishbitze Rav that changed her life. And this, I think she said that even Shlomo taught her this Dvar Torah. And the Dvar Torah goes like this, that there is a balance in the world. And when we feel like a very, very negative feeling of anger, rage, frustration, being, like out of our boundaries of anger over something or over somebody, there has to be a balancing force to it that it is very, very precious and very important to us.
Nice.
Because we can never be very angry at something that we don't care about, right? Somebody threw, I don't know, like an old chair out of the, thrown to the garbage. Do I care about that chair? No, I have no connection to it. I don't know who that chair is owned by, what it means. It just doesn't do anything to me. But if my precious chair that my grandmother gave me as a gift, somebody in my house decides to take it out to the garbage, and the garbage truck just came in and squished it, I'm just inventing something now. Then I'm enraged because this is so precious to me, that how could somebody do this to me, right? So this means, and the sister Chain told me that she just grasped it recently, that we can take that power of rage and transform it and make it into love and make it into the positive and make it into how important these people are to me or this situation is to me, and just to transform the anger, to make it upside down, to do a nafochu, Torah Tevet. We're going to get there very soon in Chodesh Adar. And both the Baal Shem Tov and Rabbi Nachman talk about yesh inyan shenitapech hakol letova. There is a very big point that Hashem wants us to get to in our consciousness and our emotion, to understand that everything can turn from bad to good. So I want to tell you
another thing about this, what you said, perhaps you also ask teachers the lesson, although it's very difficult, but it's emotional value, is to kind of disconnect. It had a time, it had a place,
yes,
it had a function,
right.
But now you have to share.
Right.
And sometimes perhaps this place will be taken up with something else, which will be something new. It could be that, it could be this too.
Very nice. This is like a technique of healing. Let's say if somebody took something that was mine and destroyed it, I can release it and make an inner space for something else that's beautiful. I want to tell you through a little story that I'm embarrassed about.
I just want to write it down. If someone took something of mine and destroyed it, that space where the destroyed thing is can be filled with something else.
Exactly. With something better. Yes.
Except when you lose a loved one.
Then that loved one is still, their soul and their existence and their being is still alive. We know that. That just the physical body is not here.
That's
but
why
we
lots of
know.
people, when they lose a loved one, they do something.
And they
Something,
right?
Something, I don't know.
Their soul is still alive.
They're still out
Their
there,
soul
planting
is still with
trees,
us.
or they're doing
Yes.
something, or project or something.
Right.
But it lives on that way.
So I want to tell you a story, and actually with this to wrap up, I don't know how many, I don't have a lot of time. So the story goes like this. It was about 10 years ago, and it was Motzei, it was Shmini Atzeret. It was the Chag of Shmini Atzeret. Now it was a year that we just moved into a new home. The kids were small, and we love to have guests. We have a synagogue in our home. We have a Karli Bachminian in our home. Everybody's invited.
Where's that?
We live in Yerushalayim in Beit Lagan, and we have lots of guests. We're food and vegetarian. Now, my husband, for him, for very many years, we had a Shabbos set, like porcelain plates with like a gold rim, and he got from his grandfather silverware, and it was very important for him to use that silverware that was in these like wooden boxes.
I had that from my mom.
And it was very important for my husband to have like the silverware and the porcelain, and to have like the best kind of on the table, especially in Tevim, Shabbos, to have the fanciest stuff on. Okay, so there was Rosh Hashanah and all the days, of Rosh Hashanah and the prepared to Yom Kippur and Sukkot, Erev Sukkot and Tikun and all the meals and tons of guests. And my mother-in-law just moved over to live with us. And we were there on Shmini Atzeret and we had like no crowd. It was just the basic family, the nuclear family, just us, the kids and mom. And I was already tired of doing all these dishes, like you have to take special care of them. And I knew that I can't speak directly to my husband, so I sent my little daughter to him. They have the big bill like that. And I said, tell Abba that mommy's tired, and mommy's just gonna set the table with kelim chad pamim, with how do you call it? Disposables.
No.
So my husband didn't answer, and I know that when he doesn't answer, it means he's answering no. So I sent another child to say, mommy is really, really tired. Mommy doesn't have koch to do the dishes anymore, and it's just us. It's just us. It's the family. It was lunch of Simchat Torah. After they did the hakafot, and it's already maybe 2 or 3 in the afternoon, and we're all tired, and we're all. So Abba didn't answer. So then I just said, you know what? I have to listen to my inner voice. I'm just going to put disposables on. That's it. I don't have coffee, Like, who does the dishes? I do the dishes. And the dishes, this is it. I'm just going to put the disposables. I put the disposables on the table. Then my husband comes in and he goes to the cabinet of the porcelain and he starts taking out the porcelain. And I say to him, listen, I'm really tired and I'm upset. And I just, everybody here is served by somebody. The dishes are set, the dishes are done. That's it. I can't take the porcelains now. Please don't put them on the table. So he puts one on the table and he goes to the cupboard and he takes another one out. No. And I said, listen, if you take another one out, I feel really insulted. I feel that you're not coming to my direction. I'm not important to you. And I'm just not going to sit at this meal if you're going to take one more plate out. So please don't take it out. And my husband, so that puts it on the table. That was a point, I'm telling you, like I exploded. Like anger, aggravation, rage, that was the title written on me. And I said to the kids, come, I'm not sitting at this table. I cannot sit at this. Come out with me to the sukkah. The sukkah was still there, because we couldn't get it done. We sat at the sukkah, and I'm just sitting there and trying to breathe. And then my gorgeous little daughter, she was maybe in the 3rd grade or something. She says, Mommy, I'm not talking now specifically about the situation. I just remembered something my teacher taught us, that when Hashem wants to give somebody a really big gift, Shem gives them first a nisayon, like a test, to try to make them angry and to see if they'll get angry. And if they don't get angry, then Hashem will give them a very, very big gift. She said that. My daughter said that. And I was just sitting there, like we were sitting out in the sukkah. And I took a big, big breath and I said, you know what, kids, let's go in. And let's set the table with the best porcelains and the Shabbos set of the silverware and the crystal cups. And let's just do for Abba the best table that we ever had. And then we all went in together and we set the table, most beautiful table. And we had a most beautiful meal. And that was a moment of transformation. And then I said to my husband, I want to ask for your forgiveness that I lost my temper a few minutes ago, but I realize how important it is for you. And I'm taking all this negative energy that I could have smashed all the plates right to pieces. I took it to sacrifice, korban chatat, gdi izim, korban chatat, to elevate it to Hashem. Hashem, this is yours. This is your world. You brought me this husband. You brought me this home. You brought me these beautiful children. You brought me these porcelain dishes. I'm taking what upset me most and I'm elevating it to you, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I'm bringing it as a sacrifice of love to you. So I want to end up by saying that every one of us is faced with situations that we feel that we are so right. we are the right side. The other person is absolutely wrong. They mistreated us. They used their power in a wrong way against us. They said the wrong thing. They did the wrong thing, and we're right. And because we're right, we have the right to sprint out and to maybe embarrass another person or to do something like extreme in the world. But Hashem comes this month, Chodesh Tevet, to repair our anger. Every month, we have an opportunity to repair another thing in our life. Like Chodesh Kislev that was before we repaired the sleep, and Chodesh
That was easy.
Shabbat is repair the food. Tikun le'ita. We're going to repair the food, and then in Adar we're going to repair the laughter. So every month we have what to repair. This month we can concentrate for 30 days. I really recommend to take a little book. This is what I love to do. You know, there's these empty books, and I write to myself every day a few notes. You know, what I went through today. How can I understand what happened to me in my life? You know, how can I relive situations in the past? With anger specifically, what was the background to the anger? What happened while I was angry? And how did I wrap it up at the end of the anger? And I think that the more we do this kind of a personal workshop with ourselves, that we work on it, that we don't have to tell everybody our stories, okay? Like, I'm telling you this story, I'm kind of embarrassed about it, but okay, like, kind of, you know, I'm growing from it. It was a growing experience. But you can write it in your book, and you can grow from it. And the more we see Hashem in the picture, we see how Hashem brought the situation to me, and how I can overcome my anger, and how I can transform my anger into a deeper love. I can see how important this person is to me, or this object is to me, or this situation is to me. Because if it wasn't important, I wouldn't be angry. And if I can transform that negative into positive, we end up with that, one of my favorite sentences from the Baal Shem Tov, that I'll say again, whoever knows it by heart can say it with me. Ta'aseh mehara tov, ki hara hu kiseh latov, וכשהרע הופך לטוב, אזי הכל הוא טוב מוחלט. Make the bad, transform the bad into good. Because the bad is actually an instrument for something better. And when you turn the bad thing into good, everything turns into a perfect goodness of the world.
Please forgive me, but I'm just very practical. I like, why is the Tikun on you all the time? Why can't he help see when you're tired to help do the dishes?
So Rav Usher answers that. Rav Usher answers, and the Baal Shem Tov, Avodah hirak etzi. The work is only within me. I cannot do work for somebody else. I cannot change my husband. My husband, Dr. Bank, with all the kavod that I have for him, is Dr. Bank. He's over 60 years old. He is he. He's not going to change. I have to
Very
change.
good point.
I have to. If I want to stay with him. I'm 25 challenging years with my husband, I can tell you. We have a very challenging marriage. And I went to a Talmud of Rav Usher, Rav Shukun, Rav Yitzchak Shukun, a friend that I met here.
וואי, איזה ספרים יש. וואי, דיברת איתו בטלפון.
So as I walked into his room, he pointed to me and he says, I see something is not so balanced with you. I said, yeah, you're right. He says, do you love your husband? So I do like a face kind of, I'm trying. So he says, I want you to know. And he gave me a few signs. Like, he immediately said, he's like this, he's like that. He said things that were very accurate. He says, I want you to know that if you would have gotten your dream husband, okay, that perfect image of a husband that you always had and you wanted, that perfect husband, Nurit, you wouldn't be Nurit of today. Your husband caused you to grow. Like, he was on that staircase, bringing you stronger and stronger, right? Pulling you up the stairs.
From the moment that you wanted to break the dishes to the transformation that you made to change yourself or to do good and
I
jump into
I know
it?
how long. How old is your daughter? How old's your daughter?
Now?
Yeah, when she said it, when she
She's
said it.
21. When she said, now she's 21, and then she was probably 11. It was
Okay, it took you 11 years.
No, from the moment.
No, I mean, like, she helped you though. You grew that beautiful soul and she helped you.
Deep
She
breath.
helped you just for that moment.
She
She
said,
said,
also, she said that right sentence, and I'll just breath there.
But I'm just amazed at the transformation that you made to get into that other
It was
phase.
It was what she said. She said, "Mommy, I'm not talking about you
Shana,
now.
we can all do it.
Yes.
yay!
I think, but I want to know the technique. Breath.
And my daughter was there to reflect to me. My daughter, my sweet daughter, she wasn't judging me. She was saying, "Mommy, why are you angry? Like, what are you doing?" We were sitting at the table. It was quiet. It was a very quiet moment. My husband and his mother were indoors. Me and my kids were outdoors at the sukkah. And my daughter was saying, "Mommy, I'm saying just it's not connected to you. Just my teacher said that if there's a test, if there's a test of anger and you overcome it, you're gonna get a big gift."
By the way, the teaching Rabbi Nachman, Hamasai is about to come down to a person, just they are given a test of anger. And if the person doesn't get angry, they can get that.
Yes, darling.
Hi. I want to play devil's advocate with the anger thing, because I'm wondering, on the other side, there's this whole like notion that sometimes women try so hard that they overstep their limits, and then what ends up happening is they keep burying anger and more anger and more anger, and it bursts out. And so there is like this idea that anger is sometimes a sign, or sometimes when you're over your limits, it's a sign to kind of like a fever, like, okay, you have a fever now, so you have to do something to take care of yourself because you have to bring that fever down. So anger is sometimes an indication that you're overstepping what you can physically do. So it could be that on the other side, you could have said, look, I just can't do this. Like, I have to protect myself. Like, I can't. And if I do it, then and I overstep myself, then I could be burying my anger more and doing something that will end up being worse.
Okay, it's a great question, and I can tell you that for me, that lunch was a moment of transformation in my life, because I never set the table with the porcelains anymore since then, 10 years. That was a transformation point. Why? Because I decided that I have to take care of myself, yes. And I don't have a maid to do the dishes in my house for me, and I don't have a washing machine because I'm against these machines in the world. I just decided that I'm gonna set my table, like I wanna set it. In the beginning, I did put for my husband his own like porcelain set that he'll feel good with it. But slowly, it was like the porcelain set with disposable knife and fork, and then it was like, whatever. Now, like it was a slow transformation. It was a moment that I recognized something that I need and that I can sound my voice. But I understood that it just can't be in this like, it shouldn't be so like a breaking point of the whole family breaking around the porcelains on the table.
Right.
I showed my children that I can embrace this difficult situation.
I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
It's really, really.
And I showed my husband that I can embrace.
Dancing on top of that
I can embrace him. I said to my husband that I respect him and I embrace him, and his will is very important for me. And I can embrace this whole situation, but I'm gonna do change. I understand now. For me, they cause a difficulty. I told you once this. It's 3.5 years that I do it every morning, including this morning when I wake up. I put my 2 hands on my chest right here. Everybody's invited to do it with me. Let's end with that, okay? I say to myself, to my inner child, dear inner child, everybody can say their own name to themselves. I love you. I truly love you unconditionally. Whatever you did, whatever you thought, whatever you said, however you behaved, I love you unconditionally. The adult within me loves the child within me. Then I continue on saying, please forgive me. I'm really sorry for all the times that I overtook your boundaries and limits. I'm really, really sorry. Please forgive me for all the times that I didn't listen to my inner voice, that I let other voices overcome my voice. I'm asking my inner child to forgive me for doing this. And then I run through my mind all kinds of different situations and I ask forgiveness for myself. Okay? Then the next stage I say, I truly believe in your potential. You're an amazing person with amazing possibilities, with amazing talents that haven't come to shine into the world yet. And I truly believe in these unbelievable gifts and potentials that Hashem put into you. And the last thing I say to myself is, thank you. Thank you for surviving all these uneasy situations, these conflicts, these aggravations and rage and angers and losses and things you had to cope with and all the challenges you went through. I really thank you that you went through them. And I'm asking Hashem, please, to give me the koach and the wisdom to go through whatever is facing me in the future.
Amen.
So every day I do this, and this helps me channel my emotions into a building place.
Okay.